We are going to talk gold tariffs. We are talking, well, we're going to talk about rhodium. Rhodium finally did it. It's broken up. We'll take a look at that. We'll talk Toshi as well. I just got back in. Am I still in? Am I going? No, we'll do Bitcoin and crypto as well. And you know, all that other stuff. If you're watching this on the replay, use the time codes below to go to your favorite part. But if you're watching live on X or on YouTube right now, dudes and dudettes, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning. Oh, try that again. Good Morning, Stackers! With me, Joe Main, live from Melbourne in Australia. Let's get a synchronized slurp out of the way. Ready? Grab your tasty beverage. You do it, I do it, we do it together. You always want to do it with me. Let's do it all together and let's do it synchronously. It is the slurp heard around the world. Let me know what you're drinking in the comments. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Good to see you. The show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com, and Stormrake, stormrake.com, your full-service cryptocurrency brokerage, which if you're a crypto native, you really want to be a part of Stormrake. I'll explain later. And if you're not a crypto native, you really want to be a part of Stormrake, stormrake.com. Anyway, let's do some quick shout-outs and we'll get to it. I knew the following would happen because I didn't post the live link as soon as I should. I need to do it within about half an hour. I'm going to quickly take you over to x.com/it's Joe Main. Would you do me a favor, please, and follow me over here? I'm just going to do this little edit thing that I do. That one there. Oh, it did it to me like it did it last time. Please follow me over here. 3,800 followers now on X, doing absolute great gun. So would you do me a favor and do that? That would be lovely, please, and thank you. This is called padding. What that means is padding and padding and padding. You just don't want any dead air on radio or on podcasts as well, because that just sucks. Let's talk Toshi. Am I still in? Good question. Plus silver and gold too. Yeah, that'll do in a nutshell. Let's go back over here and do some quick shoutouts. Now, I knew what this would happen is, if I go back over here, I didn't post the live link, the live stream setup until 9:02. Okay, and what happens is YouTube doesn't always get the notifications out as soon as possible. So that's why we have a few less people at the beginning. But Jason Ashworth, you're the first one. Quick shoutouts, then we'll get to the stuff of the day. Morning, Stackers. Morning, Joe. Morning, Jason. It's good to see you. Mark, Florida now. Florida man, he's just hanging around his laptop. He's waiting for me at this time of his evening with his beverage, whatever that is. Pete Repeat, good to see you, friend. GMS, hi, everyone. G'day, Petey. Now, literally, that's all the comments I pretty much have for the moment. But we'll get some more, and we'll get some stuff trend. Here we go. You're all popping in right now. Let's talk about gold and silver and stuff. We'll get to precious metals, crypto. We'll get to crypto and all that. Let's talk about gold tariffs. What's the deal there? It's like we had tariffs for a second and now we don't have gold tariffs. We're going to take a quick little look at that article. Let me share the screen. Once again, head over to x.com/it's Joe Main, going live right there. Live on X and on YouTube. We will be talking Bitcoin and crypto stuff as well, Toshi and all that other stuff too. But we've got to get through a little bit of news from this morning. What was been going on with gold tariffs in the last 24 hours? It was like, will they or won't they? It's like some weird kind of, daytime soap drama. Will they, won't they? Bullion markets. This is from BNN Bloomberg. BNN Bloomberg.ca. That sounds really legitimate. Let's see. Maybe it is. Bullion markets breathe sigh of relief after Trump says gold will not face tariffs. Okay, sure. US President Donald Trump on Monday said he would not impose tariffs on gold, a move welcomed by global bullion markets, which ended days of speculation, that the yellow metal could be caught up in an ongoing global trade spat. Quote, "Gold will not be tariffed!" ! Trump said in a statement posted on his social media account. He gave no details. I love, just get to the point, mate. Don't you wish more politicians would just get to the point? The US Customs and Border Protection had posted a ruling on its website on Friday, so this is the setup, saying that Washington might placed the most widely traded gold bullion bars in the United States under country-specific import tariffs. Interesting. Which would have rocked the metal's global supply chains. Yeah. In response, a White House official told Reuters on Friday that the Trump admin was preparing an executive order clarifying misinformation about tariffs on gold bars. A US gold tariff would have been especially harmful for Switzerland, a major refining and transit hub for gold. Yes, Trump's Monday Post removes that concern. Great. Quote, delighted to hear that the crisis has been averted, said Ross Norman, an independent gold market analyst. Okay. Quote, it will come as an enormous relief to the bullion markets as the potential for disruption was incalculable. Sure. US gold futures dropped 2.4%, blah, 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 reducing premium over spot gold, the global benchmark, shares of blah, 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 and that's it. Okay, well, it's a bit of a nothing burger. I just thought I'd update you on all of that, and then we'll look at the gold price, silver price, and I want to talk about rhodium specific as well. Big Buddha, good to see you, my friend. Got a few more people popping in right now. Excellent. Yeah, Trump doesn't waffle on at all. Sometimes, he does waffle on sometimes, but it's good. Just a quick little no gold, no tariffs on gold. There we go. Fantastic. He does the weave, as he call it, the weave. I'm really good at the weave as well. Let's see. Yeah, so gold tariffs. There was going to be, and now there's not going to be. Okay, cool. Anyway, bit of info there. Let's take a look at the gold price, and then we'll do some rhodium talk as well, silver, and then we'll do Bitcoin, precious metals, and particularly Toshi as well. Am I in? Am I still not in? You are watching. Good morning, stackers. What do I need here? Gold panel. Let's do that gold panel. No. Yes. What's that price at? Okay, that's staying up there. Good. All right. And I'm going to mention potentially a little trade that I just got into based off the 1 minute time frame. I'm degenning it up to the maximum for a particular crypto. Anyway, here is gold on the daily time frame. Price in USD, 3,348. Okay. We are back below 3,355. At this stage, I can't tell you that a new all-time high in gold is coming anytime soon. It flips for me that quickly. Back in here, no. Above here, yes. That's it. So we've closed the day below 3,355, and yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know. I did say one of a few things could happen. Anything can happen. You could see something like that. That's still possible. Watch out for that kind of this kind of thing. Okay, that's still doable too. And what you don't want is, you don't want that kind of thing. That's bad news bears for a certain period of time. Gold's going much higher in the years coming. But yeah, I don't want to see it go through that 3265. Once again, I feel like a total broken record at the moment. It's just we're in a massive trading range and it's going to make its decision very soon. So I may not be repeating myself for too much longer, but it should happen no later than the end of September. As I've said very often, as I repeat myself a lot, you don't get to the very corner of a symmetrical triangle. You never get to the apex, because otherwise the price is just ranging like this. It's like, okay? So it will make its decision, I would say, probably no later than the middle of September, I think. Probably around about before, but not after the 15th of September. So we have around about a month, but it could break out one way or the other sooner than that, but break out it will do. Cool. That is gold. I don't have a lot to say, I think. No, not a lot to say. Still trading range. That's all I have to say about that. Let's take a look at I just want to quickly show you the GDX. So this is the gold miners. They are outperforming gold at the moment. So let's take a quick little look. Okay, so look, gold down. Okay, red candle. GDX, gold miners. Green candle. Okay, so again, they are currently outperforming. If I show you some kind of ratio, which I should have on that, I think, yeah, GDX to gold. Yeah, okay, here's the GDX to gold spot. And I have had that circled for some reason. Why did I have that circled on the daily? Must have been a reason. Let's see. Yeah, we've broken out of that getting interested line. That's an old school thing. If we break out of 0.0176, it's just probably continuing onwards and upwards. So this is tracking, obviously, gold mining stocks outperforming gold spots. So is it better to be in, or should you consider being in a little bit, some gold mining stocks plus your physical gold, and then you can up your physical gold when this number go up, which it will likely continue to do for a bit. Looks like this is a big bottom here. Who likes a big bottom? We all know Jason Ashworth loves a big bottom, and so that's an in-joke for the regulars. And so gold miners will continue, I think, to outperform gold. Doesn't mean you don't own gold and you swap all your gold for gold miners, but just keep an eye out. If you've got some spare dry powder and you're looking to get into gold-related things, some gold mining stocks might be of interest to you. Maybe you're going to get into individual stocks, but if you don't want to do that, don't want to take that risk, buy the GDX, which is on the New York Stock Exchange. Not financial advice, right? Let's take a look at silver. We're going to get to rhodium a second. We'll do Bitcoin and crypto 2. All right. It's looking a little detailed, isn't it? But let's do, screw it. Let's do that. Here is silver on the daily time frame. USD $37.65. So far, we are heading down. Doesn't mean we head down for long, but as I've been saying, my bias is down to here at the moment, to that $35.30 to $34 area. We did include this little extra thing of a show on the 4-hour. On my video from yesterday, my standalone video, my pre-record, we talked about this area here, anywhere down to $37. This is where you could have this bounce here, and this would be invalidated. So this move down to $35.30-ish area, $35 area, would be invalidated if you bounce somewhere in here and then close back above there. Then I'll say that's invalidated, and we're just heading onwards and upwards. Cool? That was the quick analysis. All right, and so far we're bouncing off the $37.60, the top end of that zag zone from this high and this low. So could it do this? Could it get into there? Could it go into there? Cool. If you close down below here, then I'd say, yeah, that's much more of a certainty. That downward movement, $35 area. And yes, as I said, if you do something like that, start closing above there, I don't need to wait for $39.50 for validation to say we're moving upwards. I would say basically that's the kicker, right? Above $38.50. Cool. That is silver. But so far, this pattern is currently playing out. I think it will play out until proven otherwise. That is silver. SIL. If I show you, I'll show you on the daily. SIL is the silver miners. So silver yesterday, down day. SIL, up day. Just like I showed you with gold. So silver miners outperforming silver spots. And I'll show you one of my favorite ratios is SIL to silver. It's breaking out, man. It's breaking out. Let's see if I can get rid of some of this flotsam and jetsam for you. I'll keep you, but you can go away. Cool, looking a little bit better. Yeah. Cool, so here is SIL versus silver. Once again, it's showing at the moment that being in silver mining stocks in general, not individual ones, but being in like the SIL listed on the New York Stock Exchange, is proving better than being in silver spot, just by silver physical. We're all physical silver stackers, but if you want to do that extra play, you could consider this. Now what we did is we broke up through that bullish area here, that 1.27 ratio. We came back and tested it bang on support. So we did this, break out of it, came back to test exactly, and then I just had this fib right here. We've broken through there, so looking good at this stage, and I would say it is onwards and upwards to its next target, and my next target here is at around about 1.7. okay, it's from this high and this low, clear bottom forming right there. You're going to get up to here, you're going to find resistance, in my opinion, at this downtrend line, and it's centering around about that 1.7 mark. That is for me a minor swap target where I might consider swapping some of my silver miners for physical silver at that point, but on balance of probability, I think it's more so going to shoot through this area. I think we're going to get up to that 2.4. That's a major swap target for me where, yeah, I will be thinking later on down the track. Again, this is going into, and this is on the weekly chart, this is going into, next year, the year after, etc. I think you'll find some resistance here. You will definitely find some resistance here. Okay, you can see previous area of support. You'll find some kind of thing like that. And then if we do that, so I might consider swapping a bit here just to be safe. But then if you do that, then I think you're kind of heading on through that kind of area. Again, this is years down the track, but I'd love to up my physical silver by having silver miners. Okay, so that's the SIL. Have a consider about it. That's the word I'm looking for. Once again, you're watching Good Morning Stackers. We'll get to Bitcoin crypto in just a second, but this is the precious metals section. Let's take a look at... All right, here is platinum, daily time frame, 1,330. Got not a lot to say. It's just in a range, so yeah, not a lot to say, man. Let's see. You and you, go away. You, up here. To you and you. Yep, that's the way. Yep, that's it, man. Not a lot to say. It's just in range, and we're out of it. Yeah, that's all I have to say. That's it. Nothing. Go away. Don't you know I'm doing a show at this time of day? There we go. Yeah, that's it. Not a lot to say. It's ranging. That's it. We're out of the best buy zone. Crack through 1,430. Then we'll talk higher prices. That's it. Nothing to do with that I want to talk about anymore. Copper is still hovering around your $4.50 area, so it's just kind of faffing around at the moment. On the daily time frame, if you can clear, I would say $4.55, then yeah, we'll look. That'll be probably changing market structure on the daily. Well, not on the daily, probably on the... Yeah, not on the daily, but on the 4 hour, you'll probably be doing it. Yeah, so yeah, close above there. And we'll talk about some higher prices, sure. But if I show you the COPX, the Copper Miners Index, I've had a beautiful move. It is, again, it's outperforming its respective spot metal and a little bit of a downward movement, but I'm pretty confident that we're going to continue onwards and upwards in the COPX, the Global X Copper Miners ETF. Okay, I think if you do something like this, onwards and upwards we go, and on the weekly, you've got a lot of room to move higher on that. That is the COPX. Finally, for precious metals, we're going to talk about rhodium. Rhodium finally did it. Yes. Rhodium finally did it. It broke through. Here's rhodium on the weekly time frame. Price in USD. Now, it's not the rhodium spot price. I'm looking at the XRH0. It's the X Trackers Physical Rhodium ETC. I think an ETC is going to be like the London version of an ETF, pretty much. So this is traded on the London Stock Exchange. It's basically one of the only ways to get into exposure to the rhodium price as a pure tracker. You can buy Platinum Group mining stocks, right? Because, rhodium's part of the Platinum Group rhodium mining stocks. But if you want basically pure exposure to it, then you'd be looking at this. It tracks it at roughly 1/10 of the price, so it's at $725 US, and we finally broke up. So that's good. We broke out on the daily time frame, and we closed the day. Okay, so that's good. Let's see, go away, there we go, close the day, so we've closed higher, that's a great start, and I did say here, breaking and holding 695 USD is an excellent sign, which it is, okay, so could this be the next one that's having its breakout of its massive accumulation range? Did it with gold quite a while ago, did it with silver a little bit ago, did it with platinum just recently, palladium just did it, but it kind of broke back down. Rhodium could be its time right now. If we can close this week, remain above here, then I'll say, okay, we're looking really good. We will have broken market structure on the weekly time frame, and we would have done it on the monthly time frame in particular. That's really good. If you can close August above here, I would say, look, we're probably heading up to around about this expected resistance zone, so that could be anywhere up to about 1200. So that's what 725 to about 1200, and anywhere in this zone right here, you've got a bunch of trapped money right here. This is people who got into rhodium, who saw the high here, got down into here and went, oh, that's just a little blip along the way. Oh, look, see, I was right. I was so right. We're going to be... Oh, crap. So maybe a bunch of these people from 2021 and the end of 2021 are still holding some of their rhodium XRH0 holdings. Some people will decide, I hate this game, this investing thing sucks, I'm going to get out around about here. That's why this is the expected resistance zone. Okay, so watch that. Something like that-ish. If that does that and then gets back through there, pretty good. And then if you close through 1,760, 70, there's basically no trapped money. It would be the sky's the limit. We'd be talking about undiscovered territory for rhodium. I think we would make a new all-time high. So clear through that 1737. Yeah, it's 1730, sorry. But first we've got to get up to at least 1200. And at least we've got to close the month of August above that 695 level, but that will be looking pretty good. Nothing set in stone. Do your own due diligence. Don't put in more than you're willing to lose and all that kind of stuff. And I don't recommend, and I did ask if anyone stacks physical rhodium. I don't recommend you do. Let me go back to... Actually, I'll stay here. I don't recommend stacking physical rhodium. I would probably get into rhodium in this kind of manner. Rhodium, buying it physically, it's harder to find. It's more expensive. The premiums are higher. As I've said before, it had GST added on it as well, an extra 10% tax here in Australia because it's not silver. I don't know why they've done that. And yeah, so it's just, and it's harder to sell and the buyback rates are pretty bad. So I don't recommend physical rhodium. But this would be a great way. That is the XRH0 rhodium may be on its way whoop, up like that. So consider it non-financially. What I'd love you to consider, please and thank you, is when you're buying precious metals, buy from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au if you live in Australia. They don't offer international shipping yet. It is something they're considering. I know every bullion dealer in Australia goes, can we do international shipping one day? Some do, some don't. But Australia-wide, you can purchase and get free shipping when you have 20 or more items in your shopping cart. Not 20 of one thing, mix and match. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. You can spend as little as 20 of the cheapest things on their website. Sometimes that's 1/10 ounce silver coins, which are like $8 something each at the moment, right? So for like 20 times that, you're getting free shipping as well. Express delivery, sign-on delivery, fully insured, all that other stuff, except you don't pay for it. That's unlike some of those other bullion dealers who I've worked for. But yeah, perthbullion.com.au. Some shout-outs, and we'll get to Bitcoin and crypto. Wow, it's interesting today. A few less here. Toshi, I'm talking that. Okay, fair enough. A few less watches today. It's probably to get my arse into gear and get my notifications. Richard Pin, good to see you, friend. Good to see you. Hazza is here. Let's see. Chris Kret. Have you talked about Toshi yet? No, and I will do very, very soon. Morning, everyone, says Knackers. What's good, my people? Space Miner. We got to have a chat. I got to get my ass into gear about that. Sorry, Space Miner. I know you're so patient with me and I really appreciate it. You live in a nerd cave. Oh, I'd love a nerd cave. GMS, how are the classes going? The classes are going absolutely fantastic. Thank you. As you know, I'm part of the Mastering the Markets 12-month year-long course. I've just started it and I'm doing on Thursdays. So, you know, Space Miner on the show on Thursdays. I do a What I Learned This Week section where I just kind of synthesize what I learned this week and, you know, tell you. Paper Rhodium says, paper Rhodium equals liquidity. Physical is great. You can capture great premiums, but you better source your exit early. Yeah, absolutely agree. Watching Zebec closely and maybe a breakout is on the horizon, says Knackers O'Reilly. That could be correct. Nice. Thank you, sir. Yes, we'll be getting to Toshi in just a second. Give me 1 second. Has something... I've taken a trade, but I may need to untake that trade. Okay, you can't see that right now. Also, I'm just going to quickly open my trading account, which you can't see, and when it opens in the next 2 minutes, I want to check what my stocks are going to do. So give me a second, I'll open that. You can't see any of this, thank God. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's up a little bit. Cool, fantastic. Let's do Bitcoin and crypto and stuff. Let's do Bitcoin, crypto. We'll take a look at Toshi. Am I still in Toshi? Did I get out of my crypto that I got into? Well, let's take a quick little look. That was the one that okay. I'll tell you right now. I made a little trade. All right, we won't start with Bitcoin. I might just have to get myself out of this one, possibly. I took a little trade on Render. This is, you can't see any personal information here. This is my Bybit account. I have a Bybit account, and it looks like I took a little trade here. Let me show you why I took a quick little trade. This is the 1 minute time frame. I think I might have to get out of it though, quite potentially, if that breaks back through there. Yeah, I don't like this now. I'm not quite sure. But what I did on the 1 minute time frame, this is Render, by the way, everyone. What I was liking was the fact that we had posted what looked like to be a non-failure swing pattern. Yeah, I'm almost out of that. A non-failure swing on the 1 minute time frame. Oh, yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm getting out of you. Yep, I'm out. I'm out. Out skis. I'll come back to it if necessary. What it was looking for like a non-failure swing pattern. Okay, so you have this lower highs equal lows, lower highs, lower lows, etc. A lower low, and then it makes a quick higher high, right? And then that's a non-failure swing. And then when it crosses through there, at least on the 1 minute time frame, that's looking a little bullish. Okay, so that's a bullish signal. So then I actually took a little trade around about here. I got out of it. I will get back in if it shoots back up probably. And I set a stop loss. Maybe I put that stop loss way too early. Maybe I just got out of that for no reason. Do I have to get back in now? And then if it closes back up there, I'm gonna have to get back in. Let's see. So yeah, looks like we had a bit of bearish divergence on the 1 minute. So this was Render. I was taking a little trade there, and yeah, nothing to say I will be back in yet. But that was Render. So yeah, that's that. Let me go back to here. And let's get to Bitcoin. So you just saw the inner workings of me, but what did you see? When it went below a certain level, I just got out. I don't have emotion with it. It's just like, oh well, I'm out. Let's see if I get back in. Let's go to Bitcoin. Here is Bitcoin on the daily time frame. Price in USD 118,750. Okay, and my chimes are going off. Those are my alerts. Let's see. Oh, was it AGY? Give me 1 second. AGY. Yes. Okay. Give me 1 second. You can't see what's going on. AGY. AGY. That minerals. You can't see it. Yes, we have. Oh, we've opened the day. That's the week, and we opened the day above it. Okay. Fantastic. You can't see anything that I'm doing here. Do I have any dry powder? Give me 1 second. Do I have any dry powder to spare anyway? Yes, I do. $24. Great. Yeah, no, I can't get into that. Cool. Never mind. Here is Bitcoin on the daily time frame, priced in USD $118,700 roughly. We had a spike. Unfortunately, that spike didn't hold. Okay, we broke above the level here of 119,000 roughly, so we broke through the zag zone on the daily time frame, looking good. But what do we say about spikes? Spikes mean SHIT. It's all about, for me, spikes don't mean nothing, but you don't use them as huge indicator. You don't FOMO into something, say on the daily. Oh, it's crazy. You got to see where it closes, at least on the daily time frame. And we've closed right back in that zone right there. I don't like big spikes. Big spikes say sellers are more so in control of the market. You see, big spike, big spike. Okay, look, we're in that zone. That's good, but would have been preferable to close above there. So I don't know. I'm still kind of, look, I'll say bullish because we're, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Let's see. The RSI is moving higher. What's the volume doing? Is it doing anything interesting? Volume's not great. Volume was not great on that move. Okay, so the volume moving as we were going higher was actually kind of going a bit, volume's not great on it, I must say. So I'm unsure about Bitcoin. We have to clear through that 123,000 and make a new all-time high. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. This could tank. I mean, it could. We just need to hold above right there, 116,000 roughly. Cool. So yeah, don't like the spike, but as long as we do something like that, back out and above and close, above there, then okay, sure, we'll talk about higher. Now let's take a look at others. That did an interesting little fake out, didn't it? Here is others. Okay, all right, okay. Here is others, the general crypto market on the daily time frame. We're talking 293.5. Do I need to get back above there? No, my render. I'm not getting back into render. Here is others, and it's the altcoin market minus the top 10. Okay, we had a very small fifth wave move. Okay, it was really tiny. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and are we doing now a little like an A, B, C into this kind of area right here? That's kind of weird, isn't it? That was just look at that. You'll see the bearish divergence on the 1 hour time frame. Not weird, but wasn't expected. I don't think many people were expecting that. I certainly wasn't. But when you look at it in hindsight, it's kind of obvious. Let's see, where you have a higher high and then a lower high on the relative strength index right there. Okay, see that? So that's bearish divergence. That played out. So I got stopped out of a render trade. My previous render trade I got stopped out of. I got stopped out in profit. Okay, because I put it there just in case. It had risen decently above my get in area. I was like, well, if it drops below a certain area, so I got out of that in slight profit. And the question is, what do we do from here? We'll talk about Toshi in just a second. This could bounce from here. We really need it to bounce from here. So what you want to see is the following. Trend line, I want you. What we want to see is the following. We need to see that bounce within this zone, okay? Do not cross below 283 billion roughly from this low and this high. Bounce off here, fine, do that, great. Bounce off there, do the same thing, bounce off there, scare the ever-living bejeebers out of everyone, and do again something like that, great. Do not cross. Okay. So far, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little. We're talking. Is that your ABC correction done? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ABC, or is this an A, B, C? I don't know. I'm not an Elliott wave technician. I'm not an absolute expert, but somewhere in this zone it needs to bounce, or else we're FUCK'd. Okay, let's do that, please and thank you. I was hawking it. I was watching it really closely, and this is one of the reasons why I took that render trade, and I might take it again in just a second, because on that 1 minute, let me show you here, on the 1 minute on others, we'd also done a similar thing where we had broken back above. Okay, on the 5 minute time frame on others, we hadn't done it just yet. Let's see. 5 minute on others. No, we haven't made a failure swing just yet. On the 15 minute, however, what I'd love to see is that crack above of that 294 billion, and then we'll talk, okay, might take a little smaller trade. And that's pretty much all you need to know. What I'm trying to do here is find the bottom, because we're in this support zone here. If we crack above here, I might take a little entry in a couple of things like render and a couple of other things like that. But let's talk about Toshi, because that's what a lot of people are here for. Aha, okie dokie. let's get into some quick altcoin talk. I'll do ZBCN as well. Here is Toshi on the daily time frame, priced in US dollars. Am I still in? No. I got back in, I got out, and I will be back in very quickly if it shows itself. Why did I get out? It's very fickle, but you've just got to stick with your rules. Okay, you've got to stick with your rules. I didn't like this big spike, and what happened on the 1 hour is we had some bearish divergence playing out, I think it was. Yes, it was. So this bearish divergence, which is a signal that momentum is being lost. As I told you, I got in around about here at that 7273 area. It moved up to 82. It had a bit of a downward move, and then we got up to 84, but it was showing bearish divergence. And so I just decided to play it safe. And then when it broke back down through, it was coming down to here, I just thought, back to round about my average-ish cost. I was like, I'll just get out, I'll play it safe, and then if we see a larger move down, I can potentially get back in. If we start cracking back above, then I'll get back in. At this moment, I'm back out of Toshi like that because I don't like that spike right there. Again, big spikes say sellers are more so in control of the market, and yeah, just on the daily, I don't like that. So on balance of probability, what we quite might potentially do is, now that we had, if you see on the hourly time frame, we broke out of that downtrend line and we came back to test the support. But on a larger time frame, we might do the same thing. So if we do the following, we broke out of this downtrend line, that one right there, we come back, retest. If it bounces off there and does that, then I'm back in again, basically. Or if we just start creeping higher and higher, then I'll get back in. But I'm happy to wait. And yeah, fully bullish on Toshi. I'm expecting this to bounce. Okay, I'm expecting general crypto to bounce. That areas we spoke about. I'm expecting a bounce around about here. If we get down into here, if we start cracking back above the 8.3 kind of level, I was like, all right, well, I was wrong. I got out too early. That's fine. I played it too safe. Can you ever play it too safe though? So yeah, I'm expecting something like that kind of thing, and then watch me get back in. That is Toshi. Love it. The meme coin of base chain, the meme coin of meme coins, except for Doge. I mean, Doge is really the greatest meme coin. You know it, it's the first and the best, but this is the best cat meme coin. And I will be back in. So got in, I'm out, waiting to hawk it and get back in again. That is Toshi. Tell me if you're still in, fam. Let's take a look at ZBCN on the daily time frame. Okie dokie. We are at 0046. Remember what I said to you? Do you remember? This is on the daily time frame. Remember, I said something like around here. I said, watch out for some bearish divergence, didn't I? And that's where I said, if we make a higher high here, it has to crack above on the relative strength index as well. And I said it needs to crack above here. We did not do that. So what we did do is we made a higher high, slightly higher high, and a lower high on the relative strength index, some bearish divergence playing out. Now here's some good news though for ZBCN. There might be, it's not confirmed yet, but there might be some hidden bullish divergence playing out. What am I talking about? Hidden bullish divergence. Now, I could be wrong on this. I'm not the absolute expert on hidden bullish divergences and all that kind of stuff. Kind of depends where it is within its Elliott wave and stuff. But what you have right here, and I'm learning more as I go with mastering the markets, but you have a potential hidden bullish where... Let me show you right there. I know that's a little bit, there we go, that's a bit better. If you make an equal or higher low right there, and then you form a lower low on the relative strength index, that could be hidden bullish divergence. After bearish divergence, hidden bullish divergence. So, yeah, if you go to the 15 minute, 15 minutes is almost ready to break out. Possibly on the 15 minute, you might have a change of market structure on the 15 minute. We might be in a little bit of a mini accumulation range here. So that could be a little spot where you might consider taking a slight entry and then just, a small time entry and seeing what happens. Hopefully it remains a support does something like that, and then onwards and upwards. But on the larger time frame, I need it to get out of this zone once again. Okay, it's got to clear bare minimum this right there, and that is at that, I think, 0053 kind of area. Get back out of there, and then we'll talk turkey. But yeah, at the moment, can't tell you new all-time high coming for ZBCN, although I'm positive on general crypto. Let me see. Oh, I might have to get back in again. Ooh, could I have? Oh, man. Okay, here is where I made a massive mistake, and I'm going to show you live that I made a massive mistake. Give me 1 second. You can't see this stuff over here. I'm going to take that. Cool. I'm taking that. You can't see what I'm doing here. I made a massive mistake just then on my render trade. Now I'm getting back in and I'll see what happens, but here's what I didn't do. I didn't listen. I was reactive just then, and I didn't listen to I didn't follow my trade plan. Now my trade plan was, let me show you right here on render. What are you doing, dude? There you go. No, that's it. Trend line. There you go. Why can't you see it? Oh, okay, that's why, because you can't see it. I didn't follow my trade plan. My trade plan was I got in around about here, and I had my stop loss set here, right there. Now, as we were talking, you just saw on the thing, it started breaking back down below here. I was like, oh no, it's broken back down below where I got in at. So my buy-in average was around about here, as you saw, and it broke back down below. I was like, all right, well, I'll just get out, right? What I should have done is, now look, and now it's heading right back up again. What I should have done is stuck to my trade plan. What happened? The price came down, but it made a higher low, and it didn't even come anywhere near my stop loss. So I've just lost out. Now, I took a small loss, and now I've had to buy back in higher. And who knows what could happen from here. This could potentially tick over right now. So, wrong move on me. That is for me to reflect and go, dude, why didn't you just have your stop loss in? Because I had, I had fear of failure. I had fear of making a loss, okay? I didn't want to do that. And particularly, I was on the live show. I was like, oh, a bit of embarrassment or whatever. No, I shouldn't be embarrassed. Should have stuck with it and should have just had my stop loss get taken out. Now I've had to buy back higher. Let's see what happens from there. So that's on the 1 minute. Okay, so this is the 5 minute now on render. Okay, render. Now it looks like we might be breaking up. So here's the problem. My buy-in average is higher. Now look, it is going up. Okay, sure, the price is going up, but I could have been making much more if I had have just stayed in the trade and not gotten scared. Okay, so there's a big lesson for you in real time. Here's render on the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, you see, here's my problem. I had a beautiful entry right there. Beautiful entry. Stop loss right there. It came down. I'm kicking myself, but you live and you learn. So I'm going to have to watch that trade now a bit more closely. All right, so that is render. I'm back in render for the short amount of time. I may have to get out of it. Now, here's the problem. If it starts breaking back down again, the problem is my stop loss was way back down here. I'm going to make a larger loss having my stop loss probably maybe here now. So now here's the problem. I'm going to have to put my stop loss here, which is a bigger distance between here and here than it was between here and here. It is what it is. All right, I'll suck it up. Anyway, that is learning as we go. Speaking of learning as we go, you absolutely should be heading over to Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. Why? Well, I've started their year-long comprehensive course, and I'm learning all this stuff from fresh stuff I've known for a while, support and resistance zones, this, that, and the other, but we're getting into some more meaty stuff now to do with volume and things I haven't even considered before. Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. Highly consider signing up for one of their courses. Again, I'm doing their year-long comprehensive course, and every Thursday on the live show, I do a What I Learned this week, where I distill what I learned to try and impart it to you in just some kind of very basic way. I'm not going to put it all together and teach you how to bring it all together and then you just learn the course for free. It's just giving you a little bit of a tidbit, a little bit of a bite to go, oh man, this is interesting stuff. I should go learn it myself. head over to Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com, or at least head over to academy.masteringthemarkets.com. Why would you want to do that? Because there's a free version which you can join for free, get all their freely publicly listed stuff. But if you wet your whistle, you'll want to be part of the educator calls, which you don't get for free. You want to be part of everything else that they do there, and I would highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Want to buy crypto? Yes, you do. Stormrake, stormrake.com. If you're a crypto native, you want to be a part of stormrake.com. They are a full-service cryptocurrency brokerage. I can make the case why you as a crypto native should have a stormrake.com account. I can also make a case for complete beginners to have a full-service cryptocurrency brokerage. But let's talk about you crypto natives. Okay, you've been buying crypto for a very long time. Okay, sure. What happens if, here's a bunch of different cases. Stormrake, full-service cryptocurrency brokerage. Number one, they have access to huge liquidity. Okay, that's number one. What happens if, when the time comes, you check in your portfolio one day and you go, oh my God, I'm a paper millionaire, and you want to kind of start getting out? What happens if you need to get out quickly for some reason? I don't know your life. Okay, what if you're running from the law or something? You need to get out quickly. You need access to huge exit liquidity. Or what if you're wanting to buy a whole bunch of different crypto and you want to buy a lot of it, but you don't want to spike the price by buying it on a certain exchange? Go to Stormrake and join them because they have access to very deep liquidity. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, there's no hidden spread fees. Now, what I mean by that is you can join Coinbase. Let me give you an example, right? You could sign up for an account with stormrake.com for 3% brokerage fees. Now, it's a little bit different to what I've said before. Well, I said it was 3.5. They took it back down to 3%. It's 3%, which is a great deal. However, if you sign up with my account, my link, you get it for 2% brokerage fees for life. Now, let's talk about that for a second. 2% brokerage fees. You could go to Coinbase and you could buy, hit the buy sell button, and then you have to do it all yourself. Now there's like 1.75% fees. That's a little bit cheaper than 2%, but there's hidden fees they put on the buy and the sell amount. So for example, if spot price of Bitcoin was $100,000, well, they're charging you, their buy price might be $100,500 or a couple of $100 difference. And then the sell price, it's like buying over or below spot with precious metals. Okay, we all understand that. It's the same with some of those crypto platforms like Coinbase, Spot, all those other ones, right? There's no hidden fees with Stormrake, stormrake.com. They will charge you, through my referral link, they will charge you a 2% flat fee, and that's it. There's no extra hidden fees as well. So that's why as a crypto native, you can really get stung later on down the track. Now, as a non-crypto native, you want a full-service cryptocurrency brokerage. You want to send Stormrake to your friends and family, sign it with my link, blah, blah, blah. There's all the reasons why. Cool? I'm not going to go on and on and on. Let's see. Have I done everything I need to do? Do we do some? Bisha is a wonderful bloke. I absolutely agree. Bisha is a great from Stormrake. Yes, he is the COO, Chief Operating Officer of Stormrake. That's him right there. I did an interview on the channel with him. Okay, not that long ago. That's good old dapper Bisha right there. And he gave his case for $200,000 Bitcoin. Watch that on the channel. It was highly informative, and I can actually see a total case for $200,000 Bitcoin in 2025. Appreciate the trade transparency, Joe. Integrity. Yes, it is all about learning. I absolutely agree. What is it doing for me? Crap. Now, here's my problem. I'm going to show you right here. Oh, no, I won't show you. Yeah, we've had a big spike. I don't know. I could be losing on this trade as well. You never know. No, you can't see it. I won't share the screen. Final comments, etc. Chris Cress said, I haven't sold since I bought in January of Toshi. All right, my friend. That is great. You're a hodler to the max. So fantastic. Okay, good stuff. We love our Toshi fan. Joe loves Toshi. I do. Final comments, and then shall we get out of here? Was there anything else that I should look at? have a bit of time. Render, HNT, and Filecoin are in similar places to make a move. Oh, okay, right. That could be true. So let me take a quick look at those. That's a great idea. Thank you, my friend. Let's take a quick look. We did render. I'll do HNT and Filecoin. Okay, let's do that. HNT and Filecoin. HNT, is that Helium Network? What's HNT? Gemini, HNT, BitMEX, Kraken? What the hell's that? Gemini. Let's do the Coinbase. No. HNT Gemini. All right. Here's HNT. I don't remember what this is or what it does. It is on the daily time frame. US dollars, $2.90, listed on Gemini back in 2023. There might be a more historical chart. I don't know. On the daily, I'll have to pop in. So look, we're making a higher low on the daily time frame, so that's a good start. That's all you need to know, I guess. On the weekly, yeah, a higher low on the weekly time frame, so that's great. When we pop into the, yeah, it's looking, this Gemini chart is not very liquid. Okay, so let's have a look at another one. Maybe it's the Kraken chart. Let's try that one. Yeah, it's also kind of similar. It's not a lot of liquidity. That's why you're seeing these big gaps in stuff. Okay, on the hour, yeah, look, it's on the 4 hour. It could be set up quite well. Oh, here's what I like. On the 4 hour time frame, that's an interesting move. On the daily, oh, that's also interesting. On the 4 hour, you can see that is a massive, although it might be invalidated now, it was a non-failure swing pattern. So that's where you have that move down, 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 soars right through it, so it makes a higher high, okay? Then comes back to test support. Gee, you'd really want to be doing something like that real quick, okay? Otherwise, yeah, if you find resistance here at that $2.90 area, that's invalidated, and then, yeah, down we go, okay? But yeah, you could be right. And Filecoin, I think you said. Good old Filecoin, that is old school. Yeah, Phil, holy moly. Jeez, that's real old school, man. God, Filecoin from back in the day. It's like 2015-ish. Yeah, I know, 2017. Good old Filecoin. Look, from the weekly time frame, it's a total downtrend, okay? Bearish as all get go, you know, lower highs, lower lows on the weekly, but could it be turning around? And that's the question you're kind of asking. So on the daily time frame, daily doesn't look all that great, still higher highs. I see lower highs. You have a higher low here. Yeah, oh, okay, so on the daily, on the 4 hour, it may have done a similar thing. On the daily, sorry. I can't call that a pivot. That's not a pivot. I was going to say no, that's not a pivot. So we're making, at the moment, we've got a higher low. Okay, that's good, but not a lot to say. You could be right, but yeah, not a lot to say for Filecoin at the moment versus something like Render, which, it's working, it's doing its magic. Okay, Render's in a similar kind of position on the weekly time frame. On the daily, yeah, actually you're right, it's kind of in the similar position, isn't it? Yeah, on the half an hour, yeah, okay. No, it's really on the shorter term time frames at the moment, which is having a little bit of a bullish move. As I said, that's a failure swing on the 5 minute. So let's see, the 5 minute time frame. There, slight higher high, lower high, it's broken through, okay, but then that needs to hold. All right, let's take a quick last look at others, see where we are. We're at that 294, so this is the last thing I'll look at, then we'll get out of here. Just on the 5 minute time frame, the 15 minute time frame, yeah, we might be moving higher, but nothing absolutely saying rocketing onwards and upwards from here. I was trying to just hawk a little move, so I do like that on the 5 minute. So there, broke through, failure swing, it just needs to hold. It has actually held as support, so if you can break through, if you can stay above here, then that might be good on the 5 minute. So it might be the very beginnings of the turnaround for crypto. Okay, but we shall see. Yeah, that's it, people. Final comments and we'll get out of here. I feel like this has been a bit of an up and down one today. I feel like I've been a little higgledy-piggledy. We did, we've done precious metals, gold, silver, platinum. We looked at rhodium. It was breaking out. And then we talked about Bitcoin and crypto. I talked about Toshi. The quick summary is Toshi, I got back in yesterday. I'm back out of Toshi, but I'm hawking it like a mofo right now to get back in again. I was just noticing some things and I've got to stick with my rules. I then also showed you live right then, if you just joined us, watch it on the replay. I showed you where I just made a mistake and I got out of a trade too early because of my emotions. I let my emotions get the better of me and I didn't follow my trade plan. We're all human, okay? And you got to see that live as well. I got back into the thing that I was talking about, but I don't know. Let's find out. Anyway, you have watched Good Morning Stackers. I'm losing my voice. With me, Joe Main, live on X and on YouTube. I go live on Tuesdays. Oh, yeah, losing the voice today. Tuesdays and on Thursdays. And I do all my pre-recorded stuff in between to do with precious metals and Bitcoin and everything else and stocks as well. How are my stocks doing? What's up today? Let's see. Anything up today? Lithium stocks, by the way, doing very well at the moment. Lithium, yeah, that one's doing good. I'm not going to show all of you what they are, but lithium stocks at the moment doing well. Doesn't mean you should go in and buy them, but they're having a little time in the sun at the moment. Yeah, so stock portfolio doing okay today. That is it. What I finally get you to do is grab your tasty beverage. You slurp it with me. That was weird. You slurp your tasty beverage, I slurp my tasty beverage, non-fluoridated water. And we dance it out at the end of the show as well. Let's do the slurp heard around the world while we dance it out, cause, ladies and gentlemen, you have watched.
Good morning, Stack. Oh yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, Stack. It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do the
Synchronized.
3, 2, 1, go.
Now we're on the move.
Good session, losing the voice. Wow, stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking whatever you're stacking. See you live on Thursday and watch all my stuff in between. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.